5 years with Jocen Zeitz as the Harley Davidson CEO. What did we see during that time? What happened? What didn't happen? And where are we right now? We're pretty much at the end of December right now, and we're several weeks out from the 2026 launch. We have yet to hear anything from the new CEO, so I'm hoping and I'm guessing we're gonna hear something sometime next month in January around the launch time. But let's rewind the clock and see what these last 5 years have been for us, the consumers, and the company itself. So for the last 5 years, Harley Davidson has been run under Jocen Zeitz from 2020 to 2025. Within those 5 years, he pushed the Hardwire initiative, pivoting and shifting away from what was called the Hardwire initiative prior to him coming in. Now, one thing that you gotta know is that prior to Jocen Zeitz being the CEO at Harley Davidson in 2020, he was on the board for a long time, since 2007. Now, what did we see in these last few years? We saw a huge initiative and a big push for the higher end motorcycles when it comes to the baggers, the Road Glide, the Street Glide, the Freewheeler. Touring models got revamped, remodeled, redesigned. And we need to admit that for the last few years, what's been bringing in most of the money is those bikes, is the baggers. On my end, I honestly think that the remodel of those bikes and kind of pivoting to the higher end did help out at the end of the day with the company. Now, I know some of you right now might be saying, you're crazy, they shouldn't be making cheaper bikes, entry level bikes for the consumers. Yes, I agree with you, but these bikes, the way they were selling and at the higher tier level at that, that's what kind of kept the company. I think if it wasn't for that, the company would not be in the place that it is right now. I think it would have been in a really bad place at the moment. I know some of you guys saw the changes to the new baggers. A lot of people were a little iffy about it. For the most part, a lot of people like the changes. When it comes to the tech, amazing stuff. When it comes to design, they look amazing. Even looking at the outgoing models now, if you put it next to one of the newer models, when you look at the outgoing model, it just looks old in front of the new bikes. You look at it and you're like, yeah, that's the old one. For anyone who probably wouldn't even know about Harley Davidson, if you put them side by side, I guarantee that's what they would tell you right away. Now, what else came around these 5 years? We saw the Pan America. The Pan America to me was a huge leap, huge launch at that. They definitely made a lot of noise when they came out with that bike. A lot of hate, a lot of people loving it. But I think the Pan America was a great avenue to kind of go down and explore and give people a different offering from what they're used to seeing from Harley Davidson. Because you think about an adventure bike and Harley Davidson did not come to the mind at first. What came to mind? A BMW. But the Pan America was a great bike, beautifully designed. They've changed a lot of few things on it in the last few years. And I think now with what it has to offer, it's priced at a very competitive level. Another thing we saw, which this was last year, was the revamp of the softail. So all the softails got revamped. A lot of things that the customers, the consumers, you and I were complaining about, they were fixed. A lot of key features when it comes to the rider enhancement, the different riding mode, and a few other little things that got changed here and there on different bikes. Really cool, really nice to see that they're actually listening to us, that when we sit here, you as a consumer, me as a consumer, or even me as a content creator, when I come on here and I talk about things or I complain about stuff, they actually listen. So it's really good when you guys are active in the comments, because believe it or not, they read everything, they go through everything, and you can see that within the last few years, they've been pivoting a lot to what the public is asking for. And it's great to see from a huge company that they actually take the time to listen to their customers. Now, another thing that we saw when Jocen Zeitz came in as CEO is that he slashed a lot of models. I think it was the right thing to do, because there was too many bikes for people to pick from. And what he did was kind of like started cutting out the fat on maybe models that didn't sell as much. Maybe they were iconic. For example, the Deluxe, beautiful, iconic bike. But was the Deluxe selling as much as people would think? It wasn't. That's just one example right there, but there were several others. Another important thing, which I think was really good that he did when he came in, was cutting out the LiveWire. So the LiveWire was launched in 2019, and I was a fan of the actual LiveWire. I think the LiveWire is a beautiful bike, designed beautifully. The electric offering is awesome. Is it for everybody? No. But Harley made a huge mistake when they came out with that bike, and the only mistake was pricing it at the price that it was priced at, which was around, what was it? It was close to, I don't know, 26, 27, maybe close to 30 grand or so. And nobody was buying it because of the price point. I think if that bike would have came out from the get and be priced at 20, 21, it would have been a different ballgame. So what did Jocen Zeitz do? He kind of separated LiveWire and made it into its own identity. And now LiveWire became just LiveWire One. It's like its own separate identity, its own separate company. Is the company doing good? Is the LiveWire One? No, it's not. People are just not buying those electric bikes. I think the consumer, when it comes to electric bikes, they rather buy something really, really cheap for like a few grand, 3, 4, 5, 6 grand, if anything like that, for what they want it for. But yeah, I think if from the beginning it would have been priced way lower, I think it would have had more success. Now we got to talk about as well a lot of things that people have been complaining about for the past few years, and they didn't like where Jocen Zeitz was taking the company, because it was more so that he was focusing on the high tier end level of the company, the expensive models, and not giving too much offering to the entry level bikes. In a sense, you might be right about that. It was kind of the main focus, but once again, that's where the money was coming from. So if you have a bunch of customers that don't mind paying X amount for these high-end bikes and limited bikes, they're gonna continue doing it. There was a really high demand for top-end baggers, and I think the King of the Baggers race has a lot to do with that. People just love what the company has been doing with King of the Baggers. The races has been a huge excitement for the company, and we've seen a lot of things trickling down from those bikes down into, let's say for example, the Road Glide ST, which is like a performance model that's kind of resembles in a way, trickle down from what these bikes do on the track. Not fully, but you'll see some stuff on there, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see that, and it's been working. I think right now they need to pivot a little bit more to, I'm not gonna even say entry level bikes, but a little bit more focus on the cheaper end bikes, the Street Bobs, the Lowrider S's, that type of style right there. And if you guys are looking for a cheaper offering when it comes to a bagger, who knows? 2026 is right around the corner. We might be seeing something. I was having this conversation a while ago. People were talking about how they should bring the Electric Glide back. You guys remember the Electric Glide, super bare bone bagger that you can buy and build it out to whatever you want. And that bike was made with the purpose of, you want a bagger, you don't want to pay this high ass price, here you go, cheap, bare bone, do whatever you want with it. They weren't buying it. People weren't buying it, and it got axed out again. It was out, it came out, it was canceled, came out again, canceled, and people just don't seem to go for it. So at the same time, there are customers complaining about having cheaper models, but when they do offer them, you don't buy them. So it's a lot of stuff. I think, and I'll just end it with this. I think there's a lot that's preventing people at the moment from buying more bikes, and it's the high interest rates. The interest rates are through the roof, and you go to these dealerships at times and it kind of feels like they want to take advantage of you. Interest rates are through the roof. They're crazy. So if you go in there with the intention of wanting to get a bike and your credit is so good, you get to the desk and now they want to charge you north of 18, 19, 20, 25, 26%. That's insane. So I think you're losing a lot of customers when you get to that point, because they're like, whoa, I'm not doing this. I'm stepping away. This is insane. I think that has a lot to do with it. Obviously, the economy right now is not doing so well. Everything's super expensive at the moment, so people are, not even with only Harley, with any type of toys or luxury stuff like that, like a motorcycle. At the end of the day, a motorcycle, for the most part, 90% of the time is gonna be as a toy. People use it for fun. There's a small percentage that uses bikes as your daily commuters. There's a lot of people out there, but I think honestly, 85% of the people who purchase bikes, they just buy them because they want them. It's a toy, it's a luxury. But I think at the moment people are focusing on, you know, having the roof over their heads, getting food on the table, and just the necessities of every day, all in all. 2026 is right around the corner. I hope to see a lot of cool stuff. I hope that the new CEO brings some innovating ideas. And I can't wait to see the first step, you know? Hopefully we hear something from him soon of where he wants to take the company to. 5 years with Jocen Zeitz, I think they were fine. I think they were good. I think he did things that kind of kept the company afloat. Could have been really bad. So 5 years with Jocen Zeitz. What can we expect in the next 5 years from the new CEO? Drop your thoughts in your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. And like always, ride safe and enjoy the ride, baby. Peace.